We heard you loud and clear. We've been talking about ACC football all week, and the fans definitely had a lot to say in our YouTube section. So we're going to go over, do a little Q&A, talk about the best of the best, worst of the worst, and more. We know that Kenton will get fired up per usual, but maybe Candace be a little spicy as well.
You are Locked On ACC, your daily podcast on the Atlantic Coast Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's edition of Locked On ACC. I'm your host, Candace Cooper, joined by Kenton Gibbs of Locked On Wolfpack. Each and every day, you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you download, subscribe to the pod from anywhere in your audio world, as well as our YouTube page, where not only you can subscribe, but you can see our lovely faces and hear our voices and comment and do all the things. So, it's a 1, 2, 3 punch, and I feel like you should go ahead and get on in the action. Today's episode is all about our fans and our comments. We, throughout the week, have been talking about ACC football, so it's only right that we gave them the opportunity to weigh in on some of our episodes. And, of course, it's even better because, we get the opportunity to talk to them. Kenton, how are you feeling? What's the mood like? I just need to know before we get into these.
I'm feeling good. Listen, I'm going to tell you this much, okay? I want to hear what the fans have for us because I've been told that I am very unreceptive of criticism. And so I want to be very receptive of the fans' criticism. It's not important. I just was told that. And I'm trying to be more receptive of criticism in this moment. So
heard you.
I'm trying to get my woosah on. Hopefully I don't get too fired up today.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll start with me, right? Mm-hmm. I'll start with some of these 1-2 punches with me because, we kicked off this week. If you have not checked out our episodes, we started out with the Thursday, Friday, some of the specialty games that the ACC was going to drop. And one of our friends here, Mr. Shallow Jallo, said, did Candace just say pocketbook? Thought we left that word in Granny's house back in 1993. And I just need Shallow Jallo to know I am a 65-year-old woman coming back. So I am perfectly content with my one strip of gray hair and my old lady thing. I was raised by old women. So, yes, it's very much a pocketbook to me. Thank you so much.
If we could refrain from referencing pocketbooks on this show, please and thank you. Pocketbooks.
The word pocketbook.
Coin purses, all that. If we could refrain
from...
we're talking about two different things. We're talking about two different things.
What the hell?
My bad. My fault, OG.
I'm just gonna leave that right where it like.
Don't
be quiet. All right. Quiet. You already pissed me off, and I ain't even the fan. All right. The return of Manny Diaz and Rhett Lashley to the ACC gets me excited. Katie Allman says this, and Manny Diaz's return is going to be very interesting. As we mentioned, he is going from Miami to Duke. He was at Penn State, and Big Ten energy, of course, maybe he's bringing some of that, and just an exciting, keep the momentum going for the Blue Devils.
I want to talk about the other coach for a second. Rhett Lashley is a guy I never saw the hype around. I never saw the hype. I never got it. I know everybody said, he's the new great OC. And, if you got a couple good years OC in today's game, they're going, in the words of Andre 3000, people tend to throw around words like friend and such and so's a genius. And that's just what's happening here. But I'll tell you this, Rhett, if you can dig in that play calling bag this year against Power 5 talent, you opening up something different. And like I said, if there's any of the new 3 teams I'm rooting for, y'all know I love me some Southern Methodist University, baby. I love me some SMU. Go Stangs. I love it.
Oh, my gosh. Willie said NC State better be in the conference championship game with that weak schedule next year. Virginia Tech also has a very weak schedule, but NC State easily has a better roster. I ain't going to hold just a little Charmin. It's giving Charmin.
In the words of Cam Newton, don't give me no backhand compliment. Don't say my roster better than Virginia Tech and your schedule soft, so you better be in. No, but very seriously, if the Sierra song, if that boy don't love you by now, he never gonna love you. That comes up with Dorn. If you can't get there with this roster and this schedule, you're never gonna get it. You're never going to get there. It was never going to be you. And for NC State fans to be so delusional. Now, granted, that's after this season. I'm not saying that coming in. I'm saying after this year, if you can't get it done, you know. And I want you to think about something.
It just won't get done.
I want you to think about something. Think about what people think about the Detroit Lions, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made it to an NFC championship. Not once, but 2 times since the last time NC State has gone to the ACC championship or won one. Yeesh, my brothers in Christ, what's happening? You know, got to get it together. This got to be the year. I do agree that schedule does provide a nice little cushion there. I don't believe they have Louisville or Florida State on that schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get it done, son. Got to get it done.
So there's that. I'll let you have it. I personally feel like NC State has a Sherman season, but, you know, at the end of the day, as I think Carolina also has a Sherman schedule, NC State will see it through. North Carolina is going to drop some duds where you're like, and this is just who we are. What is the point of even getting excited? JMU might be that one. So I feel you knocking. Yep, there's that.
I'm going to tell you this much.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose to JMU, I'm going to come on this show and act so outlandish. I'm going to come on this show and act completely unruly.
Listen, if you want to do a solo show,
I'm warning you.
You will do a solo show because I promise you I won't be with me.
Oh, listen.
I can guarantee if you think I'm going to sit with a shenanigan show like that.
I'm coming with more purple and gold than the boys on the other side of 1911. You understand me? You understand? JM, go Dukes. Go Dukes. That's going to be me if they win that game. Just let you know.
So we talked about week 1 and all of the games that are firing off. We mentioned that Clemson and Georgia was probably the best one to start off the season in terms of just who Clemson and Georgia are as programs in the current landscape. And of course, friends were feeling away because they were talking about Syracuse, who you had mentioned is only going to win 5 games. And Forever Orange Girl said 5, Kenton? 5? Where is our replacement on Locked on Orange host to help have our backs?
We trying. Give us some names. Y'all got that J School up there that goes crazy. Give us some names because we want somebody. We want somebody to get in there. But more importantly than that, here's the thing. I don't have much faith in first-year head coaches, but I also don't cast a ton of doubt on them. If somebody was to tell me, Kenton, how sure are you that they only win 5? Not that sure.
Do you think it's an anomaly when they do well?
I'll give them the same thing that I gave Louisville last year. That's a team that added, when you talk about what travels in football, defense and a run game, they addressed that defense thoroughly. They addressed the most important position in football and quarterback, and they're getting back one of the most dynamic weapons on the perimeter in all of college sports in Arondé Gaston. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the surprise team of the ACC next year coming out winning 9-10 games or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, I'm very excited about Coach Tran. I'm with anybody who feels loyal to the soil in terms of where they are, an environment that helps with recruiting. And we all know Syracuse can sometimes struggle with that. So I'm very interested to see. They are, to me, what we thought of Louisville last year, where the ceiling is the roof. Like, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Well, William is loyal to the soil over there in Chapel Hill. Yeah.
Who?
William. Oh, I'm sorry. Matt Brown.
His first name is William. If he was loyal to the soil, he wouldn't have left. But okay.
Okay.
Right. Miss Carla asked us, will you two do a what each ACC team must do to have a wonderful 2024 football season? And Miss Carla, I'm just here to tell you, yes, ma'am. That's a lot of news.
You see, this is why I love Carla, and this is how you know she works in the entertainment thing too, because she's already ahead of us. We got those episodes planned out. They coming. We got to pace this thing. Carla, do you know that we got to put out episodes during the summer before camp?
Carla, do you know we have to do shows every day?
Before camp. Do you know how boring it is? The portal closed. The coaches can't quit and go nowhere else. The most exciting story we're going to get is of a player doing something real foolish, which we don't like talking about on this show, or a coach doing something foolish because it's 2024. Hell, yeah. I'm just saying, these coaches be with the interns on the back of the motorcycle. That's neither here nor there. The reality is we're going to get to this team. Every single team we'll have an individual episode where we will have on a guest from their respective schools to talk about, hey, tell us about what this team has to do. Tell us best case, worst case, everything in between.
Sounds like I get the summer off. Amen. All right. We have more to discuss here on today's show. I know you're eager to see if your comment gets read, so you want to tune in. But LaRoyal, my favorite, he has a question for us, and I want to make sure that we get to that one. So let's not waste any time, shall we? Remind you guys that today's episode is brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. Go to FanDuel.com/locked on. And listen, when you talk about eBay Motors, right? Passion, drive, and patience, what brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. From superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED lights, and more. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. All right, Kenton. LaRoyal has a good one for us. The end of the season.
If you don't stop butchering Leroy's name, if you don't stop butchering that name.
He likes it. At the end of the season, who do you guys feel will be in the conference top 5? Is it too much of a stretch for me to be hopeful for Miami to be in that top 5?
No, it's not a stretch at all. That's not the thing about Miami. Their ceiling is always so high. It's just they never actualize the potential. But it's like the theory that if you slap a table a million times, one time your hand and the atoms in your hand, the atoms in the table perfectly aligned, it'll go through. There has to be a 1 in a million season for Miami at some point in time. All of that talent has to put it together and end up top 5, top 3 national contender eventually. Like it has to happen, right?
Has to happen. More than that, I feel like with the schedule that we have laid out and the fact that we don't have divisions anymore, it's very much another year of anybody's game. And I think that Miami has the weapons to be a top 5 program. I can't think of too many others, that are running in that race right now in terms of just who left, who's coming in, and all of that, mishmash. But I really genuinely feel like Miami is going to be in that conversation.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be Leroy. You are not saying something insane to say that they could be top 5. That is not an insane statement. Predicting Miami to finish top 5 in the ACC, that's a very safe bet. I wouldn't bet on it personally, but it's a safe bet.
Who would you put over them?
Listen, I don't
Florida
know.
State, Clemson, NC State.
Candace, the thing is with Miami, you never know.
But you have all right.
So let me ask you this, Candace. Let me ask you this. Hold on. Serious question. Going into last season, did you think that there were 5 teams in the ACC better than
them? No, because I thought Tyler Van Dyke was going to have a better season.
Okay, and that's my point. If somebody would have told you,
Cam Ward and Tyler Van Dyke are not the same.
Okay, if somebody would have told you at the beginning of the last season, Virginia Tech will finish ahead of Miami in the conference, what would you have said?
Laughed you right out the room.
And yet, lo and behold,
but that's because they didn't know who their quarterback was. All right, you know what? Hey, I'm just giving you my thoughts. I think they're going to be top 5. Now, you like to get cussed out in the comments. I don't. Top 5.
That hat on your head says that you're a member of a Greek letter organization like me. Candace, what are excuses?
I'm not doing this on this show.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking
on this show.
That's all I'm asking.
All right, Marshall. I'm not doing that on this show.
Just saying.
All right. Mega Frank Garcia, formerly known as Slamtana, wanted to let us know that, hey, guys, Plummer has moved on. Kenton got that
That's
right.
Tyler Shaw is there.
Shuck. It's pronounced Shuck.
Is Shuck? Oh.
Yes. Oh. It's slated to vie for the starting job, but the spring transfer portal has yet to open. Maybe they get someone else. Winky eye.
Yeah. I hope you got the winky eye. I hope you got the NIL eye. I hope you got the heart emoji. I hope you got everything. Because if you believe that Tyler Shaw is your answer at quarterback,
Shuck.
if you believe Tyler Shuck and Job is your answer at quarterback,
that's crazy.
Brother, I got bad news for you.
Do you have oceanfront property in Detroit?
No. I got something even worse than that for you. Listen, if you believe that Tyler Shuck is the answer for you, I will guarantee you. Here is my guarantee to you. I will bet the rest of my life's earnings that Louisville does not make it to a national championship if Tyler Shuck is their quarterback.
Well,
I will bet the rest of my life's earnings. Every second I work will be for free in your service if you believe that. They got to go get somebody out of that portal. Got to. Because Tyler, I'm sorry.
Who in the spring portal is even the answer at this point? If you were going to grab up a quarterback, that the time was now.
Here's my thing. Candace, I want you to guess the average amount of touchdowns that Tyler Shuck has thrown for in the season.
3.
Okay, that was crazy. But it's in the single digits. It's in the single digits. No. You know what I mean? Like, the reality is...
What's the answer? You're doing too much. What's the answer?
Okay.
Was it 9?
I'm sorry. I'm going to get to that. Give me just a second here. But the young man has been in college football for 5 years and is averaging 5.2 touchdowns a year.
So my 3 was crazy, but he only has 5. Get out of here.
I mean, three is crazy, but 5 is also crazy.
5.
But you know what? You're right. I'm off there for saying that's crazy. But the reality is, again, Tyler don't scare me. Like it's like never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I wanted to say. I'm gonna shut it down. Go ahead, Candace. Long story short, I'm not scared of Tyler Shuck. The rest of that team, they went in the portal and cooked. Tyler, stop it. You putting raisins in a potato salad. That's what you cooking when you bring Tyler. You better off with
Tyler from Spartanburg, huh?
I'm gonna tell you what, Tyler got them boys from Clemson to turn around, didn't he?
Well, speaking of that, Miss Carla had another one, said this is a make or break year for Dabo. Clemson hasn't been in the playoffs since 2020. That's 5 years. I think Clemson loses badly to Georgia by at least 3 touchdowns.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, I think they also missed the 12-team playoff. Oh, my God. If they miss a 12-team playoff, Dabo should consider why he's doing this. He needs to have some introspection.
Here's the thing. I know y'all hate to hear this.
Kenton.
No. Here's the thing. Carla is 1,000% right. Mm-hmm. However, Dabo took that program to a place that we forgot what Clemson was before he took it over. They're technically still above what they were before he took it over, even though his fool self refuses to jump in that portal. Brother, you got to get up in that portal and act a donkey. All that money y'all got in Clemson, South Carolina, what are you doing with it? What are you doing? Go put some of that money into the portal. And if Dabo thinks that we're crazy and we're wrong, look at your opponents. Look at the people that are lapping you. What are they doing? Florida State every year is a heavy hitter in that portal. What are you doing? A team that was basically same level as you for years until y'all took it to the next level. NC State is going in that portal for real. They ain't playing around in there. Fred ain't playing around in there.
Okay, thank you. Andre Graham 6380 said, to be honest, I think that Clemson will rebound from last season with the recent hires, Cade getting better from last season, and our relievers getting better from last year, and the new additions. So you got to look at the positives. They're growing from within. Barrett Carter sticking around. Cade's getting better. You have a new OC. They're trying to figure each other out. All of the synergy. You just got to relax. Too much.
The only Cade I acknowledge is Cunningham. I don't believe in no Cade Klubnik. I don't believe in that, brother.
All right, well, you shouldn't acknowledge him either because he's hot.
Hey, worry about yourself. You worry about yourself.
All
That's
right.
what you do. But I'll tell you this much. I am deeply concerned about Cade Klubnik, very seriously. Because, again, it's not that he's playing poorly because of, like, some small mechanic things or anything like that. There are legitimately questions about his football IQ that are, like, it's almost painful sometimes to watch the decisions that he makes in crucial moments. Mm. And the reality is Clemson has lost. They're not the Monstars anymore. Like I don't think we're ever going to see a game like what Travis Etienne did to Georgia Tech a few years ago when Collins was the coach again. I don't think we're going to see that again. Sure. So they need to have a quarterback that's ready to perform when there's money right in front of them in that clutch time. Cade ain't the guy for that. But Clemson did end the year very hot, and they did end the year in a way that those young guys in the secondary stepped up, and Lord knows they're going to need it. Makuba gone. Wiggins gone. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. gone. He gonna, Tyler Davis gone. Xavier Thomas gone. You're gonna need some guys to step up and be big time.
No doubt about it. Well, it started the show. I gave one of my sort of pings where people were getting on me, but Kenton, it is in fact your turn. I'll be ready. Mr. Terry Fox said, Kenton, there is no Stanford San Diego State. That game that you're complaining about is Stanford San Jose State. While it's true that San Jose State does not qualify as a quote-unquote rival, the two schools are a few miles apart, much closer than Stanford and Cal. So there's a bit of a local quote-unquote rivalry to that game. Mm-hmm. So we welcome new fans who are now engaged with our stuff. So I'm appreciative of people who would get us together, because there are plenty of people who get us together rude. He got us together nicely.
Yeah, and
actually, he got you together. Let me not put our pronoun. Let me get our pronouns correct. He got you together.
I will take my lashings. I will take my lashings for missing here. But also, I stand on what I said in terms of San Jose State is still not. Again, Terry, you sound like you know ball. You know what the band is on the field means. For those of you who don't know, that moment was an ESPN classic that was on the old college football games. By the way, praise the Lord for the new college football game coming out this summer. You know what I mean? That's why Candace want to take the summer off. That's why she want to take the summer off. She's trying to get into that new college football 24. You ain't slick. But in all fairness, it's still disappointing to see that this is not only your rival in many other regards. Y'all jump conferences together. That freaking frack. Thing 1 and thing 2. Y'all got to see each other on rivalry week. And that's all there is to it. What are we doing here?
Well, let's call up Jimmy P and let him know how we really wanted to get down. Now, didn't hear you Carolina grads talk about legislative deal to tie the two schools together if they want to leave the ACC, i.e. protect less desired NC State. So let's just so we're clear, Kenton is an NC State grad because we don't want to ruffle no feathers around here. I am Carolina grad. And yes, the new betting thing that they just came out with for the state of North Carolina and how there are a lot of ties to the UNC school system about whether or not teams want to leave, they're pretty much letting you know, think you want to go if you want to. Think you're going to try to do this little jumpy thing and a realignment thing if you want to, based around sports. UNC school system has another thing coming. If you think Carolina's going without NC State, I hate to break it to you. It ain't going to happen.
Well, I keep hearing people liken this to when your mom says, oh, you can't go unless you take your little brother with you and whatnot. And I'm going to say this. I ain't never seen a little brother whoop up on big brother so crazy like it's been happening these past few years. Yeesh, protect yourself. But in all fairness,
a financial thing. And
I was just about to say North Carolina is a much bigger brand. There is no NC State fans cannot argue that it's not. And that can be for a multitude of reasons, right? We know that UNC merch is sold in Walmarts everywhere and whatnot, all over the country. And
who's your biggest alumni? Like your big who do you say NC State? Who's the first person that comes to mind?
I mean, either Zach Galifianakis or Scotty McCreery, probably one of those two.
Michael Jordan. Come on, what we doing?
Woo.
Yeah, all right. You can lie here on the show here because we're recording, but all right. Woo. All right, Michael Jordan. All right, I'm not even gonna do that to you today. I don't want to embarrass you in front of this place. Go ahead, continue.
You mean like he embarrassed himself on the Charlotte Hornets or Bobcats or whatever? And that's neither here nor there. We ain't gotta get it. We don't have to get it.
You can just call what it is and what it ain't. And North
I've said that they got the bigger brand. I said that. Right, what are we doing here?
All right.
I acknowledge. I said that they're
name 3 Scotty McCreery songs.
I don't listen to country music.
Okay.
I could name 3 Zach Galifianakis jokes or shows that he's in or movies that he's done.
Where he been at?
Lord Jesus.
One little hangover, and now everybody.
Somebody doesn't watch Between Two Ferns, and it shows.
No, what is that on? Apple TV? You got to have subscription to participate in that one, Bookie, and I just don't feel like
you got to have a Bally Sports subscription to see Michael Jordan terrible team get served up. You got to have $1 billion.
He just sold
I know he sold the team. I know he sold the team.
Right.
I know.
We're
not even going to talk about the propaganda that was The Last Dance. We ain't going to go there. The reality is, I said that the brand is bigger and better for them, and y'all still got to, look it up. Yo.
It's your little brother. Continue. So either way it goes, it's a 1-2 punch. Same with Virginia Tech. Yeah. However, these realignments shake, ACC has some staples. Going to ride it out to the sunset, I fear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
If we're still standing. But there's that. Now let's get to the fun ones because we're almost wrapped up here. Mr. R. Breland said, 41 said, Candace got Kenton stressed out with these restaurants, but he can't hate on the McNuggets with some hot mustard sauce. Thank you. People hate on McDonald's, but when it comes in the clutch, baby,
McDonald's don't come in the clutch no more. They don't have a dollar menu no more. That is not a place to be at.
All right. If you a brokey, just don't do that.
I'm a brokey. I'm a brokey.
But you over here getting upset at McDonald's, but you won't even take a girl to
don't do that.
Cheesecake Factory. Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't do
it's
that.
Okay because it's her.
I don't like Cheesecake Factory.
Hinton is the male version of these women who don't want their dates to stay in Cheesecake Factory. Look, the vanilla bean cheesecake slaps at McDonald's. McDonald's fries are superb.
Wait a minute. Did he just say vanilla bean cheesecake from McDonald's?
Let me listen. Let me finish. And that wasn't him. But I'm not going to tell you who it was because I feel your judgment. McDonald's fries are superb, and Olive Garden's shrimp pasta Alfredo with Parmesan cheese still hits. You were missing out. And I agree.
And I'm going to touch y'all.
Because if you hungry, you're going to eat it. I ain't never seen you pass up no plate. Okay.
I'm going to touch y'all's shoulder when I say this. I need all Locked On ACC fans to love yourself more than to be going to McDonald's and Olive Garden in the year of our Lord and Savior 2024. Need you to love yourself more.
A man gets a couple clean eats meals and decides that he's just too good for McDonald's and Olive Garden. But boy, I ain't never seen you pass up a meal.
You've never seen anybody offer me Olive Garden either, have you? Because I promise you, you would learn that day.
You wouldn't eat it?
You would learn that day.
You a lie and a half. You a lie and a half. You wouldn't eat free. You would not eat free Olive Garden.
Get that pigeon food away from me.
You wouldn't eat free Olive Garden. Yes.
I'm not a pet person, but I wouldn't even serve that to a dog.
Hey, listen. What is this shock value, shock jock radio? It's giving that because you're lying. You're lying on the show, and I can't stand it. I'm actually over it.
You have known me. We have known each other for years. You have never seen. Have you ever seen me eat Olive Garden?
I have never seen you eat Olive Garden, but I've also seen you eat some pretty heinous things as well. You eat Baconators. Wait, what are we doing?
Oh, you're comparing a Baconator to Olive Garden?
You're acting as if a Baconator is above Olive Garden.
It's what? Fresh, never frozen patties. Fresh, never frozen.
Who told you that lie? You see, you believe in the Wendy's propaganda. That girl that redheaded girl got you. That redheaded girl got you.
Never frozen.
Just because they have square meat makes you. This is why the church is struggling now, Lord. Help us, Father. Okay, let's end the show on this. We got a lot to go over this season, right? We haven't even gone over the full schedule. Who's the best in conference? Who knows that in January? We sure don't. Can we let the spring portal get together first before we actually know who's on the team?
Can we let spring ball go out so Tyler Shuck is officially announced as the backup at Louisville?
At least you got his name right this time, Lord. I hate it for Tyler because Tyler ain't do nothing to you. And I hope he balls out.
He ain't do nothing to no defenses. That's the problem.
I'm rooting for Tyler.
That's the problem. Tyler ain't do nothing to nobody at Oregon. He ain't do nothing to nobody at Texas Tech. And people think he's going to do something to somebody at Louisville.
Coach Braum is going to get him together, and he's going to have the season of his life.
I promise you this. If Coach Braum takes that young man to new heights, Louisville needs to lock him down with ball and chain.
You have to wear a Carolina shirt for a whole week if he averages 8 or more touchdowns for the season.
You
have to eat Olive Garden on air. What do you want?
So here's what I will give you.
What it isn't.
Here's what I'll give you.
Yeah.
If Tyler Shaw throws for over 300,
Shuck, boy,
if Tyler Shuck and Jive throws for over 3,000 yards and over 35 touchdowns, I promise you, I will do my best Keith Lee impression.
You said what now? Let me make sure I write this down. How many?
3,000 yards, 35 touchdowns. That's not crazy. That's not crazy at all. That's really not crazy. In today's NCAA, Candace,
35 touchdowns on the season, and he was averaging 5.
Well, okay,
five a year or 5?
I'll make
five a year or 5 a game?
I'll make it. No, he was averaging. He put up 5 per year. I'll make it even fair for you. 3,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. Is that fair? Does that? All right, hold on.
You can't go from 5 to 30. That's ridiculous. That's not even.
See, but here's the deal. Here's the deal, Candace. If we look at the ACC's leading passers from last year, we had 2 players over 3,000 yards. You want to know who one of them was?
Drake May.
Well, yes, he was one of them. Guess the other.
We're talking about quarterbacks?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a hint. Was he Atlantic or Coastal team?
He's very important to the conversation we're having right now.
Tyler Van Dyke.
Nope.
Plummer.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if Jack Plummer, who I called mid all offseason, could show up and show out, I'll challenge him to repeat or do better than Jack's stat line. Jack had 3,221, so I'll tell you this much. Okay. If Tyler can produce 3,000 passing yards, and I'll even go gentle. I ain't gonna do 25. 25 touchdowns. I will try it and rate it 1 through 10.
What? You're gonna eat Olive Garden? I don't care about your rating.
I'm gonna eat Olive Garden and rate it 1 through 10.
You're gonna have to eat the shrimp Alfredo pasta.
I'll eat the shrimp Alfredo pasta.
All right, here it is, folks. You heard it here. All right.
On there.
Can't wait.
On there.
That's how we end the show. We love a good gamble around here. We love to keep it spicy. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We'll get you set up for some basketball. Make sure you're locked in for some really good weekend matchups. You don't want to miss that one. We got to talk about some of these women's upsets before we end on, the end of tomorrow's show, because listen, Carol Lawson might just be that girl. And I'm going to tell you all about why. Candace Cooper and Kenton Gibbs will talk to you next time.